Hi, welcome back to our channel UiPath bots. In this video, I am going to show you a simple example for switch control flow statement. Before that, let us learn what is a switch control flow statement. So you might have already learned about control flow statements, right? So control flow statements are nothing but activities that we use to control the flow of the execution. So we have in UiPath multiple control flow statements. Switch is one among them. Say for example, if statement, few loops like do while, for each, switch, parallel. So out of these, switch in particularly we will be using it in a case where we are supposed to have multiple branches, and based on the expression, if we want to control the flow of the execution. So let us see what does the switch. A control flow statement that executes a set of activities out of multiple based on the value of a specific expression. We use it instead of an if statement when we need at least 3 potential courses of action. This is done through the condition, which is not Boolean like in the case of if statement but multiple. So comparing with if statement, we will be using if statement when we have 2 outputs on a condition. So if the condition satisfies, that means true, then block will be executed, and if it is false, then else block, all the activities in the else block will be executed if it is an if statement. What if in a scenario where you are supposed to have multiple branches, so multiple set of activities to be followed based on the output of the condition? Say for example, age, let us take an example of providing some discounts based on the location, right? When you visit a website, it will be asking for to provide your location. So based on your location, it is going to calculate the rate or discounts or shipping cost or delivery time and all. So there are multiple set of activities involved based on the output of the location. So when you enter your location as Bangalore, for example, it might result with some data saying shipping cost is so and so, the product cost is so and so, and delivery time might take some 2 to 3 days, something like that. So multiple activities. And say if you give a location as Hyderabad, again activities will be getting changed. So shipping cost will be so and so, and delivery time will take some 5 days, or product date may vary accordingly. If location is out of India, you give some value as New York, so again cost will change, all the activities might change. So there are multiple branches to be followed based on the input what you are giving. So in such scenarios, you need to direct the flow, you need to control the flow based on the output of the condition, right? So in such scenarios, we are going to use switch case. Let us move on to a practice session. So I am going to show you how to separate a collection of error codes by using switch. Considering a collection of error codes stored in an array of string, separate them based on the type of error code and store them in different arrays. Say I am going to initialize an array with the following error code. So this is our input array which is having multiple error codes in it. Few are starting with AX, and few with BX, and few with CX. So now we are going to segregate into 3 different arrays using switch. Let's see how to do it. So before that, I would like to create a new sequence. For example, let us take segregate, or to say, let us keep this as switch sample sequence. Okay, now I have a fresh sequence. Let me close the rest. Okay, so I'm going to work on this practical session. So I have, where is my question? Yes, this is the question. So I have these values in an array. Let me create an array. Let us name it as array of error codes. And since this is an array of string, let us use it as string and set the default values as given. Let me show you what and all been there here. So I have taken these values as default, right? Then we need to segregate these error codes to 3 different arrays, right? Let us have 3 more arrays. Say one is for AX, one is for BX, and one more for CX, right? Now since all these needs to be as array of string, I am converting the variable type to array of string. Super. Let us initialize this array as empty. Okay. So now we have an input array and 3 output arrays. So we have created a sequence, and let us give an annotation. Always remember to provide an annotation what this sequence is built for. This is a best coding practice. So I am going to provide the annotation saying in this sequence and this we let me give you this way, error codes or move to different arrays based on their prefix using switch. Right, now with that we are in good shape. So let us have a plan how to proceed with. So what and all we did now? First, created a sequence. Second, gave an annotation. Next, created 4 array of string variables. Now, what we are supposed to do? We need to validate. We need to use switch to copy error code into respective array based on prefix, right? So this part is pending now. To do this part, we need to get each error code, right? Because we have a set of error codes in array. So for each error code we need to check for the prefix. So for getting that, we are going to use a for each loop to read each error code, right? After that, based on its prefix, we need to move it to respective array based on the prefix. So now let us create a for each loop here. What we are going to do in this for each, we are going to read each and every error code. For that, input should be your array of error codes. This is single error code. Okay, so now for each I am going to provide the string type argument. Now what we got the single error code into this, right? So we need to decide to which array that error code should move. So for that we are going to use switch. Into this what we need to pass that single error code. Now for each part is done in switch. In order to copy the error code to another array, we need to check prefix. So the condition needs to be validated. To get the prefix, to validate whether the prefix has AX or BX or CX, we need to add a simple expression here. So I need to check for the substring. Right. Once again, since this is by default int, it is not showing string operations. Now I changed it to string. You can get single error code dot substring of 0 to 2, right? So what we are validating, we are checking for the substring from the each error code here. Let us see what this returns. Let us take a array, log message, and let us print it. Let's see what it will return. And for your information, since we are working for the strings, we are selecting string here for each, and similarly even in switch case. So let us see what this expression returns now. I'm going to run this file. Yes, where is the output? Yes. So this is what we are going to validate, right? So now our expression is correct. Right, we got the expression. So the prefix in handy now. So based on the prefix, we are supposed to move this single error code to respective arrays, right? So let us add one new case here. What should be the prefix for AX? It should be AX. So what we are going to do if it is AX, we are supposed to copy that error code to this array. For that, we are writing one expression, simple expression here, that is single error code. This has value, right? So let me open this, expand this. Okay, So what we are going to do, we are going to add this to the already existing array. Right? So what we are doing, we are concatenating with the existing elements in this array with a new one. That's it. Simple. So the value will be passed to this particular array. Now, one branch is done. So what if it has bx? It is supposed to move to another case, right? Another branch. So I am creating one more branch here, that is one more case, and then again I am passing it to another array. I hope you are with me. So what I am doing, I am just appending with the existing ones. Single error code. That's it. Same with the case of cx. Let me add one more. So I hope you are getting now. Like we have 3 branches now to control the flow of execution based on the expression output. Let me show you one more way to add value to array. So instead of concat, we can also use append. So I'm going to use append function operation. Append. Let me maximize this. Append of single error code. That's it. To array. Done. Now we are done. So you can see now we have 3 different branches, and based on the output from this expression, it will go into that case now. Ready. So we have switch case ready and for each loop ready. Now to understand how this process is getting executed, let us keep some log messages. So let me add some log messages to tell you in AX case what, and the value is, let me give, and the error code value is, let me add you this, single error code. Same way, let me take one more log message to say that you are into case bx. In case bx, and the value, error code value is case single error code. Very good. Now let us move on to the cx. Here also let me add some log message. It is always good to add few log messages and annotations for debugging perspective. So, right. Now it is clear. Now after performing this process, this entire process, we would like to see what is there inside each of these errors, these three arrays, right? So in order to see that, let me add 3 for each blocks. And let me give array AX just to print what is there in the let me give AX item. I just want to make sure that this is inside the AX array. Error codes inside array AX are, right? Dun, 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 dun. That's it. I'm not giving anything here. So it will print all the items which will come under this array. That's it. This is done. Now let us move on to another one, BX. So let us drag a log message to see what is there inside the array of BX. And then let me give you that we are working with the BX. Error codes inside the array BX are. That's it. So we are done with this also, and then let us see what is there inside CX. This is just for our testing purpose, just to make sure that the error codes went to proper arrays or not. In CX or so let us take the CX one, and then one more log message I'm dropping here, and item. That's it. So let me tell you what and all we done so far. What we did, we created a new sequence. As a best practice, we have given an annotation, created 4 array of string variables. One is with default values with all the error codes to be processed, and rest all 3 arrays as output arrays, so that we can use all those 3 arrays to segregate based on the prefix. Then what we did, we created a for each loop to read each error code, and inside for each we have created a switch activity. In switch activity we have written an expression to find the prefix. What we did, write an expression to find the prefix. Prefix is nothing but whether it is AX or BX or CX. So now we got a prefix. So based on this prefix, it is now supposed to move to different cases. Create cases. 1, 2 and 3 cases. What and all are there? One is for AX, another for BX and CX. So we got 3 cases, and in each case we are copying error code to respective array. Right? That's it. Now to test this, to make sure whether it worked well or not, what we did, created 3 for each to check the values in each array. That's it. Now let's run this. Super. Let us see the output. Let me maximize this. Super. You can see the prefix of the first one is AX and it went inside the AX case. Similarly till for the other ones too. And then error codes inside array AX or these. Error codes inside array BX or right, and error codes in array CX or nothing. Why? I'll show you why. Let us minimize this and dock to this part. Now let us go to CX part. If you see here, I have given the value of CX as case CX instead of CX. You noticed? So it is not able to find the case. If at all it is not able to understand to which branch it needs to go, it is executing the default branch. Since I have not written anything here, it is not executing anything here. Let me give executed default and let us give a try. I am giving something, say case CX, okay, some wrong value. Now I am going to execute this. Done. So now let me change this and change it to proper way and let me execute this. So before that, let me show you how it went. Where is it? Yes. So after BX, when it came to CX, since there is no case which is equals to CX, it executed default. Similarly, the other CX, for all CX, it executed default, resulting there are nothing in the array of CX. Understood? So when it is unable to find the suitable case in a switch flow, it will by default take the by default it will execute the default block. So this will be your interview question.